So we can just go right into things. So basically, I wanted to touch base with you guys on what's going on so far in the world. As you know, America has just reopened up. Well, certain states have fully opened up. It depends on what state you're talking about, but we're in a moderate pace right now for North Carolina. So last week I saw this video it was Memorial Day weekend or last week, I believe. Last weekend there was this video in Missouri of the Ozarks where there was a lot of people at this pool party. And they were just all together. Another one where I saw Atlanta, they had a party and there was a lot of people together there. So social distancing is nowhere to be seen, nowhere to be found. And I just want to know, are you comfortable with America opening up so fast? I guess I'll start with Rod. You got to unmute yourself, dog.
My bad. Chill out. So for me personally, like in North Carolina, we're, still in phase 2. I understand opening in parts, but I feel like phase 1 or phase 2 should be more than a couple weeks. So like phase 1 was a couple weeks. I feel like phase 2 needs to be like, spread out longer than just, another few weeks. And then by mid-June or whatever, it's going to open back up. And for this very reason. So parties, cookouts, all this cool stuff. Like if it's within your family, okay, but more times than not, it's not in your family. And so all this stuff that we're preaching, social distancing, wear your mask everywhere, hand sanitizer, soap and stuff like that, that instantly went out the window. But, like all that stuff went out the window pretty quickly. Phase 1, like soon as phase 1 started, I was working at Harris Teeter, and the first day that they said, phase 1 opened up a little bit, people stopped wearing masks, people just coming in there however they want to come in. People were standing next to each other, just coming in stores, just talking and stuff. And now that you got like somewhat permission to be with more than 10 people, or, you can have these small gatherings, everybody's just kind of going crazy with it. So I'm not really a big fan, just because it's going to start another surge and it's going to put us back, 3 steps and stuff like that.
Elaijah, your thoughts?
I personally, I'm still social distance. I feel like it's people's lives. Like that's their decision to make if they want to be around people, and like the people that they're around are all in agreement with each other about being around each other.
But to Bryson, you were in the mall yesterday. I saw you on Instagram. Bryson, what are you doing out here in the streets, no mask? I'm just trying to figure out.
Well, sir, the numbers are in. Let's talk the facts.
Oh, God.
There were 6 states that did not shut down officially.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what happened in those states?
What happened, Bryson? Not
a damn thing. There wasn't no huge corona outbreak. Everybody didn't die from corona. Hip-diddy-hoop. These things did not happen. Second thing, mask with no gloves. Make no damn sense. It's retarded. If you're wearing masks with no gloves, you're dumb. Okay? There's no reason to do that. You might as well take the mask off right now. That makes no sense. Scientifically makes no sense. That's just a fact. So that doesn't matter. Thirdly, are these people protesting, rioting out here, looting the stores? Are they social distancing?
We haven't even gotten to that part.
Listen,
we're talking about social distancing.
I know. I'm just saying, where is that?
Reopening of America.
Listen.
So it's in the next segment of our show.
Okay. I feel you. I'm just saying, where's the social distancing at? I'm gonna keep it a band. Let's go ahead and keep it 100. Did y'all know we are human beings, and the way our immune systems get stronger is becoming immune to things, right? So if you research what a lot of these doctors are saying, they're saying when we open back up, since people have been social distancing and weakening their own immune system by choice, then we open back up, people gonna be probably going to the hospital for bull crap. The dang on common cold might send you to the hospital because you're weakening your own immune system. The numbers are in. The coronavirus is not that bad. It's nothing but a flu. The numbers are factually in. It's a fact. Look it up. Look up the death rate. Look it up.
It's high, Bryson.
It's 0 point something death rate. It is low. And people under the age of 40, it's not even as bad as the flu. If you can just look it up right now by CDC own numbers. Secondly,
I'm about to right now.
Secondly, a lot of the people that they claim are dying from coronavirus are not dying from coronavirus. They're just giving you symptoms of a coronavirus, which means the doctors can presume you have it when you die, and that gives them money.
Agree with that.
You said what now? What'd you say, Elaijah?
She was breaking up again.
Oh, I couldn't hear what she said.
My bad. I don't know what's wrong with my connection, y'all.
you could. But damn it, Bo, they even admitted it. They're not even telling you. They're not even listen. You know they get paid. Like I think it's like I'm probably gonna be wrong on the numbers on this number, but I think like $25,000 for every like COVID-19 case a hospital get. They get like $25,000 or something like that. I'm sure I'm wrong on that number, but they get money. Like just trust, bro. Take your tail outside. Go to the store. Y'all ain't wearing gloves anyway. So I went to Four Seasons yesterday. Only 2 people had on masks and gloves. Good thing they were black. That was a good example to set for the black community. But all these other people out there, no gloves, touching everything, acting like they're doing something because they got a mask on. They didn't have to take their mask off on the germs that it's touched. Then they gonna put the mask back on. Man, I'm done.
There are 1 million confirmed cases. Well, 1,775,125 to be exact, according to Johns Hopkins. So that is a lot, Bryson. That's a lot.
That's a lot of what?
It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. I don't know.
What's the survival rate?
Well, are you social distancing yourself, Bryson? Are you
Hell no.
Because you're at the mall walking around, corona in the air. I mean, I just don't understand. Even if that's the case, even if you weren't wearing the mask and you weren't wearing any gloves.
No.
So how can you
no
over
point.
here? You said what?
There's no point. Do you know the survival rate of coronavirus? Can you look that up for me? What is the survival rate of the coronavirus, kind sir?
I got you. Survival rate.
Let's look that up.
Either way, I'm wearing gloves. Now I'm wearing masks. So either way, I don't have time. But I mean, I don't know, Bryson.
We're under the age. I'm still under 30. You're under 30 worrying about the coronavirus, cuz.
Yes, I'm under 30 worried about the coronavirus.
What's the survival rate people under the age of 40? I bet that thing is like 99.9999999.
Wait, I got a question though. So even if the survival rate, is pretty high, I don't care if it's the cold or the coronavirus. If it's something that involves being sick, why would you want that? I know it's like, okay, it don't matter if you really get it, I guess, to you because the survival rate is high. But if it's anything, why do we want to even have a chance to get that?
Do you walk around with mask and gloves on during flu season?
No, I feel like but I feel like you get those things at any time though. Like, okay, so how do you feel about vaccines then?
I'm against vaccines, 100%. Actually,
Okay.
I'm not taking no vaccine. Our immune system we're human. We're living humans. You know why in other countries? Because United States, we have we clean ourselves, and we're more clean than other countries. But that's part of the reason why other countries, they can get a disease that don't affect them that bad. But if we get the same disease, we're dying like this. Because our immune system is not as strong as people from other countries because they're not as sanitary as we are.
But would you rather be clean, sanitary, like how we are, and have those possible things, or would you rather be like them?
No, I'd rather be like us, but I'm saying our immune system is built to do this. Is literally how our immune system works. We have to be around these things. We have to come in contact with germs. We have to come in contact with sicknesses. All the vaccine is they're giving you a version of the sickness to make your immune system immune to the sickness. That's literally what a vaccine is, by definition.
I don't feel vaccines do that per se. I feel like
they don't work.
I'm not going to take no flu shot if I've never really remember having the flu. I mean, I'm not going to count when I was a kid and I don't remember, but I don't remember ever having the flu. But you get that vaccine and next thing you know, you're sick for how long, and then you may get it again. Like, I'm not messing with that per se.
You shouldn't, because, they're giving you the flu in hopes that you become immune to the flu.
Wow. Well, so you're not social distancing, Bryson. That's just a confirmed you're not doing it.
No, sir. I'll be in Colorado next week with my girl, kissing all up on her.
You
like
taking planes too?
Oh yeah, we out here.
You taking
Okay.
with Corona in the air, literally in the air.
Big Rona. Till I said what's happening. You feel me? Come on, folks.
I can't.
Bro.
Okay, well, switching gears here. Here on my show, it is vital that we discuss the things that are top topics of this week, and this topic just grew literally within this week. I think so. George Floyd's incident happened this past Monday, but I don't think it started taking off until about Tuesday. That's when everybody was able to see what happened in the videos and things of that nature, and discussing the tragic death of Mr. Floyd. The incident occurred between him and the Minnesota police, one being in particular, Derek Chauvin. I've been trying to figure out how to say his name. It's Chauvin. And that led to Chauvin's knee being on Floyd's neck for more than 8 minutes, which many believe resulted in Chauvin's death. Chauvin has since been accused of third-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter. In order for prosecutors to request a higher charge in the state of Minnesota, they must prove that Floyd's death was due to depraved indifference, meaning intention to kill. So, for one, have you seen the video, and what was your response to it? Bryson, you can lead the way.
Yes, I watched the video. The police officer was 100% in the wrong. He was abusing his power. And I mean, I think everybody agrees on that. I don't think there's not one person I've seen that disagree with that. So
now, you've been very vocal on Facebook, agreeing that the fact that he was definitely murdered, but you have alluded to how the protesters have been reacting. What have you been seeing?
it's BS. I mean, just everything that's saying BS. People, if you want to be 100% honest with you, people just don't know what the hell they be talking about. They listen to CNN all day, listen to their homies, and then they listen to things. Then, because the first fact of the matter is, the truth is, just because it's a white man and a black man was a victim, that doesn't mean it was a racial incident. We have no evidence. And then people posted a fake picture of saying the guy was in a MAGA hat, even though the true person that took that picture, which wasn't the cop, is the person that trolls people anyway. He had a BlackBerry in his hand with a hat that said "Make Whites Great Again," and people said, "This is the police officer," and it's MAGA. Even Ice Cube Goofy Tail retweeted it, and people sitting here eating it up. I saw it all of my Facebook timeline. This is him. And then they tagging me, Bryson. He's a Trump supporter. This is what y'all do. And then when I tell you to shut up because you dumb, now I'm a bad guy because they dumb. You know what I'm saying? That's not even him. So we have no.
I have a question.
What's up?
So his prior incidents with black and brown people, like how he treated black and brown people in the past, you don't think that that's the connection to this at all? Like,
where's the
you don't
footage of
think
this?
that it's not racial at that point? Like,
there's literally just no evidence that this situation was racial. That person could have been in the KKK, or it could have been a white person abusing his power, because a lot of police officers have that.
It was definitely a white person abusing his power against a black man. So how is it not racial?
Because that doesn't make it racial.
How does that not make it racial?
I have a trespassing charge because a black woman who was a lesbian wanted to abuse her power and prove a point to some white lady she was trying to get some of that thing from. And I literally have a trespassing charge on my record with my homie Luke. We literally did not, like, you know how people be lying saying they didn't do nothing, but really they did something. No. We literally did nothing and had this on a charge because I had her on camera saying, I'm the police, I can do what I want. No, people in power have power trips. Now, if it comes out that it was racist for a fact, then guess what? Guess what I'm gonna say? He was a racist. But when you assume racism, when you don't know if it's racism, that makes the problem worse rather than making it better.
But he has previous cases of him treating people of color wrongly as a police officer.
Give me one, and show me some footage. Show me the facts. I need facts. No theories.
It was in his record.
Well, what did it say? Explain it. What did it say? You know, the police report. What did that report say?
All right, let me go to it specifically.
It's under the signatures.
I have read it.
I read them too.
of him abusing black people of color. Jarod, any comment to what you saw as regarding to the video and how you're thinking the protesters? What do you think of the protesters? I think it really varies. It really varies because you have a lot of people who are doing it for the right reasons, and then you have another where they are looting or destroying public property, stealing. It's just there's two different groups, but majority color. So, what do you think?
For one, I did see the video. First thing I thought, which I'm starting to think about a lot of cops. I try not to just put judgment on every single cop, that every cop is bad, but a lot of these guys are pigs. A lot of them are cowards to me. The knee thing and having the cops around, like, at this point, like, how much gear do these cops really need on? Like they got all this gear, all these weapons, and then they're always deep. I really never see a cop without at least one person. And all these videos, it's always multiple cop cars. So that means it's usually 3-4 of them at the least in every video. I don't never really just see it's just one. It's always deep. So that's the first thing. As far as the protesters and stuff like this, I get speaking up. I get speaking out. And I'm not really going to trash ways people protest or whatever, because it's their way of being heard, stuff like that. So some of these riots and stuff like that, I understand it. Now, per se, am I going to go out there and do it? As far as like rioting, like, I'm not with that part. And then the looting and stuff, I do feel like there's tons of people taking advantage of this, because as much as we all want to think that every black person feels the same way about this, they don't. I feel like there's at least a good handful of people throughout the country who like see this as just like, oh well, but since they they doing a protest at such and such mall, and they're gonna be going crazy rioting over there, let's go through that mall, get what we want. Like, I feel like there's a lot of people plotting, and white people too, and people of other, I'm not just saying black people, but I feel like a lot of people are taking advantage of this, the protest, and doing it the wrong way, and a lot of people are doing it the right way. So it's just a mix. I do feel like there's different ways you can do things, but I also feel like, in the same regard, like a lot of these protesters are saying, like, we've been doing this, and that, trying to turn the other cheek, trying to be peaceful about it, and it's not working. So I definitely get that. The only thing I be suggesting is, I just hope people are doing this. I hope people getting into His Word. I hope somebody, these people, crack open this, Bible or some or whatever God they go to, and that they, at least read some of that, because God tells us in His Bible, some of these things gonna happen, and I believe that, like, vengeance is His and stuff like that. So I try not to, as much as I can, not be on the vengeful side. But I'm saying, I definitely get, though, as humans, being balled up with all this emotion, and it just happening day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. Sometimes you got to hit that bully in the face, and you got to stand up to him. So
That doesn't
I
happen,
definitely understand
though.
it. What doesn't happen?
I love the Bible part, but when people act like this is built up anger, these situations like George Floyd, they don't happen often at all. Like, the percentages show it doesn't even happen. It literally rarely happens. And I'm talking about
wait, the reported ones. The reported ones. There's
no,
a lot of ones that
hold on.
no one
Everything that
knows.
happens between a police officer and a civilian, all this stuff, all have reports. They have to. Police, it's literally a part of their job to write it up after the situation. If you get a ticket,
they following directions.
let me finish. If you get a ticket for speeding, that is in the system. You can go see that right now, and there's a report on it. It's a report. So my whole thing is, when you say these things been building up and happening, and this and this and this, and then you say you think they reported. Well, if we don't know about it, how we outraged over something we don't even know about? You can't just
okay.
Here come my thing about the community. We can't assume things happen without fact. Just like I said before, just because you see a white person do something to a black person, that doesn't make it racist. And 9 times out of 10, it isn't even in the wrong. We all agree that George Floyd's situation was wrong. We all agree on that, because it's factually wrong.
Oh, let's switch it real quick. What about these Karen videos where these white ladies are faking injuries while they're being recorded? Oh, I'm getting hurt, all this. Do you feel that's not racist, or you just feel these people just being dramatic?
That black dude was a Karen in that Karen video. Both of them was Karens. What you do? Come on now, stop the cake. Hey, come on now. Did you read that black dude post that bald head? You knew he was a Karen. Come on, let's keep it a band.
So, wait. So what did he do? What makes him a Karen per se?
Well, here's the thing. This situation is so stupid. The fact that the news reported on it makes it dumb. But she's walking in the park with her dog. He said he's a bird watcher. And he hates when people walk around with dogs off the leash.
No, it was illegal in that park for her to walk around with her dog off the leash. He had the right. Like, another Karen would have called it on him. He had his dog without the leash on.
Bryson never said anybody was wrong or right. I genuinely think this situation.
Say he did, but I was just clarifying.
This situation is it's two Karens who being lame. The fact that we've been talking about this is kind of crazy to me. But he did say, I'm going to do something and you're not going to like it. And of course, as a Karen would, she took that as a threat, even though it wasn't a threat, in my opinion. Some people argue and say it was a threat, and I didn't think it was a threat. I just think he's a bird watcher trying to whatever. So she decided to call the police because she took that as a threat. You know why she took it as a threat? Because she's a Karen. You know why he cares so much about the rule about not having your dog on a leash? Because he's a Karen. This is a dumb situation between two dumb people, and why would we talk about it? Who cares?
But wait, how is he dumb? Because he said he doesn't like the dogs, being off a leash or whatever, because when they start acting erratic, it messes with the birds or whatever he's trying to do. So he's a Karen because the thing he enjoys doing in the park is going to be interrupted by some white lady who's not following the rules next to a sign that says, don't do exactly what you're doing. That's his fault.
Casual question.
What's up?
Do you follow every single rule?
I feel like most people don't follow every single rule.
I know we don't. Sure. And some of them, we be like, you really about to snitch on this, bruh. Like, you really about to snitch on this. Like, did it actually happen? Come on, bro. I was in Food Line, and they said you had to walk down the aisle a certain way. And I'm saying something on mine, like, you think I'm about to go around the whole damn store and do that. You know, lost your dang on mine. I went right through that dang on aisle, got them dang on bag of Doritos.
But there's a difference, though.
It's not.
You don't know how to follow directions.
That's most folks. Some directions be stupid.
That's what I learned. That's what I learned working. Hold on. That's what I've learned in customer service and people. And during this time, people don't want to do it. People don't want to follow directions. They want it on their time when they want it and what they want to do.
Okay, Karen.
It's not about what you want. It's about what I have set in the standards of what's going on in this business that you just walked in. You want something from us, not the other way around.
Devin just proved my point on why that situation between that black man and that white lady was dumb. And I'm
talking about you and not following directions in Food Line.
Who going all the way around the store to get some bag of chips that's right here in front of me?
I don't care what you got to do. When you walked into my establishment, I asked you to get into a line 6 feet. It ain't about what you want to do. And you want to get the bag of chips, and I ain't got time to walk around. I didn't ask you what you had time for.
No, sir. That means I am not, listen.
That's what I'm not about to do.
I refuse to follow back.
And sit here and think for 1 second that you just about to be doing what you want to do, Bryson.
I'm sorry. I like logic. I like logic and rationality. That's an illogical rule.
I gave you logic. 50 feet.
10 feet for what? Them people social distance out there riding. They lit together.
But even before that, though, I don't want you 6 feet on me before the pandemic happened. So why is you so close?
I wasn't close to anybody. It was just a sign. Nobody was in the aisle. And I said, bro, ain't nobody here. You think I'm about to really not get some Doritos because of this? Come on, folks. Let's be realistic.
I feel like that's subjective, though. That's subjective.
Yes, it is.
Because, listen, you said, do we follow every rule? Okay. The difference is, in this situation, he asked her nicely, can you put your dog on a leash? When you speed in past the speed limit or whatever, no one is going to stop you or, drive next to you and be like, slow down for me, please. No one's going to do that. It's just, if you get caught slipping, you get caught slipping and then you get, you're getting pulled over. He asked nicely first, like, could you do that for me? And then she, oh my gosh, while she over here strangling her own dog. So if he asked nicely, like, what's the problem?
When did I say
feel like that whole situation could have been prevented if she would have just put the leash on the dog, and then it wouldn't have escalated to what it is now. if she didn't have to describe him, oh, this African American man is telling me he's whatever she said in the video, he's trying to attack me and stuff like that. Like, no, like,
Hold
I just feel
on.
like it escalated to where it didn't have to go.
I want to repeat your logic real quick, and then I'm gonna make y'all mad when I use it, because I like that you said that. How could it have been escalated again if she would have just did what?
Put the dog on the leash.
So basically, if she would have just followed the rules, then none of that would have happened.
Yeah.
Now, I have a question. How many type of situations do you think we can apply that same logic to regarding black folk? Because let's keep it a band. My dad hates Trump. My dad is a super pro-black person. Ugh. And me and him argue all the time.
Wait a minute.
What was the for? Are you not not black? Or?
I'm black. Yes.
Or...
I grew up black, and
let me ask you this. I'm glad you said that.
I performed at all the HBCUs. I am black culture.
Where'd you go to school?
I ain't go to none of these dumb schools. I performed there, got paid.
What do you do?
I was in a rap group called 336 Boys.
Oh, you're from Greensboro.
High Point. And we you said what?
Gunpoint.
Don't hate on my city, man. Look, we got problems, But listen, I performed at all the HBCUs. We had songs all on the radio station. I was on 106 Park when I was 16. I'm literally a part of black culture, and I'm a Trump supporter. And nobody can say I'm not black. So,
are you ever black, Bryson?
You said what?
Are you ever envious of being black? Like, do you ever depreciate your blackness?
No, I'm just not pro-black.
So what are you?
I'm pro-American, which includes black people. Because black people in America are, Americans. So I care about Americans more than anybody else from any other country. That includes black people.
And what I'm about to say to that. Okay, so what you feel about your homeboy Trump and how he's handled, I guess, let's just say COVID.
Make it America
keep it easy.
Great again.
Don't say that.
Make America great again. You feel me? Come on now.
Again.
Again.
When was we ever great?
I had part in there.
Well, listen. When he said make America great again, I know a lot of people, I get this a lot. When I did a lecture thing at WSSU, they tried the same topic, which don't really make sense because the question is being asked in this disingenuous way. The question should just simply be, what did he mean when he said make America great again? He has to repeat it, over and over again what he meant. He was talking about basically the economy, and the economy, he said, out of his own mouth, has been good multiple times. He said, and he has to admit, usually it's under a Democrat. But that's what he meant by make America great again. It has nothing to do, people try to add racism to it, but then y'all sit here and say, let Joe Biden say racist, blatantly racist stuff. Joe Biden has been racist his whole damn life, proven, while y'all trying to just guess Trump racist with no proof. But Joe Biden tell you he racist, and then y'all sitting here still gonna vote for Joe Biden over Trump.
I don't care for Joe Biden. I don't care for him. But
Joe Biden literally was against busing people to desegregated schools.
How do you feel about Trump, how he's handled the controversy around this crime?
The George Floyd situation?
Yeah.
I think Trump has been a little soft, in my opinion.
Soft in regards to the police, or soft in regards to the situation?
The situation. I think he's going hard on the police, which he should. That's cool. But I think he's being soft on these protests. Don't get it confused. I went to the protest yesterday. It was peaceful. There were Antifa out there. And the fact that I see black people aligning with Antifa is really troubling. But Antifa was out there. But what pissed me off is that night, I saw a bunch of my Facebook friends going live, looting and destroying stores. And I'm looking for a bunch of white people so I can go on Twitter. Because I was arguing with white nationalists all day yesterday, trying to defend black folk. So I'm looking at these videos, looking for all these white people. So I can just screen record it, post it, see, look, it's not mostly black people. Y'all are lying. You know what I saw when I saw them dang on videos? I got so pissed off. I saw people I know out there trying to come up. They don't give a damn about George Floyd. They're trying to come up. It was 95% black people. And that pissed me off because I had to admit that it was 95% black folk out there. And Trump keep trying to place blame on Antifa. Antifa are out there. But we're in my city, it's mainly black folk. And anybody saying anything otherwise is a liar. So I think he need to speak out and have some balls on that in that aspect. And I'm a Trump fanatic.
I have a question. So, I wasn't out at the protest in Greensboro yesterday, or Durham, or Raleigh. But I have a question. So it's been, somebody said that the glass was shattered on the Greensboro Civil Rights Museum, correct?
Yes, it was.
People are saying that a white person did it. What is your take on white people infiltrating the protests that are going on right now and messing up, like starting, like I guess like skyrocketing or sparking like the rioting or the looting so that they can make it seem like it's only black people doing it? Like, what is your take on that?
Well, in some places that's the truth, but even in this case, even if they did do that, the shoe store downtown was already looted before then, so you can't put the blame on starting the riot. And no disrespect, black people planned the riot at 8 p.m. last night. I know that for a fact because I was told, because I don't know why people don't realize I'm a Trump supporter yet. I don't engage in that type of behavior. But so I already knew it was them. But there are places where Antifa, which are mostly white people, are starting this.
Mm-hmm.
But who is surprised that they're infiltrating something? Black Lives Matter was created by white people, funded by white people, literally. Why are people surprised when white people infiltrate stuff? Y'all going along with it. I was at a protest yesterday. They let an Antifa member speak. Antifa? Why y'all let Antifa speak at a black supporting black people? And I saw that. I had to respect that the protesters people, but I said, these people are dumb as hell. You let an Antifa member speak and then gonna complain, talk about, well, a white person broke the glass of the Civil Rights Museum. And let me tell y'all something. That was where the sit-in was. And let me tell y'all something else. One of them people that was sitting, that was in the sit-ins, I know him because he's a Trump supporter. He was probably sitting here disgusted. Disgusted. Henderson. Shekinah, what's his name? Clarence Henderson. Clarence Henderson, one of the four. Yeah, y'all didn't know that, did y'all? He's a Trump supporter.
One of the four.
One of the four.
Hold on, wait, rewind. Yeah. Excuse me?
The Greensboro.
I need you to repeat that.
The Greensboro 4 has nobody named Henderson.
You don't think so?
I think I know
I'm
so.
sure I
do go to North Carolina A&T University, but
and I definitely grew up in Operator.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's Franklin McCain, Ezell Blair Jr., and David Richmond.
Hold on, watch this. Let me show y'all something real quick. Let me put y'all up on some game.
I mean, I don't negate that he might have was with them. But...
Nah, he was one of the main people. I'm about to show you. Don't relax. I might have got the name wrong though.
I'm about to say. Hopefully, you just got the name wrong. Because...
Okay.
Hold on, I'm about to show you. I probably got the name wrong.
I just gave you the four names.
Right.
No, his name is Clarence Henderson. Facts.
No.
In 1960, on the second day of the Greensboro
second day. We not even about to worry about the second day. Yeah, the museum ain't made for the second day. It's made for the first day.
Hey, all I'm saying is Clarence Henderson was in the forefront of the civil rights battle. And by the way, I just want to let you know he's been speaking at schools based on that second day that you say don't account. He's been speaking at schools all of his life.
I'm not saying
I said it don't count. I said the reason it's so popular is because of that first day.
Four.
I'm just saying he was a part of this movement. He was a popular person of this movement. Okay. And there are statues and everything of him in this place. But regardless,
you said the four.
I did, and that I think because it's the second day. Because it was four people the second day too. So I just mixed up the day. Well, I didn't say a day, but the days were mixed up. But Lutz County in Greensboro, North Carolina, Clarence Henderson was in the forefront of the civil rights battle. This is just simply.
So you saying he's a Trump supporter now?
Yes, he's a Trump supporter.
And what did he tell you? You said he was telling you something.
Oh, well, me and him talk actually a lot, actually. He actually a huge fan of me because he think I'm crazy. But But
Facts.
okay, buddy. He said sit in with Joseph McNeil and Franklin E. McCain and a few other people. But he is disgusted by the way people act nowadays because he actually experienced oppression. And he's tired of people walking around here acting like they're oppressed when they experience no oppression. They experience no racism. But people walk around here thinking they do. We experience nothing. We are spoiled brats. That's what we are. That's the truth. We are spoiled brats in America. And if you don't think so, go to another country. Then you let me know. But we are spoiled brats in America. And by the way, Clarence Henderson is the president of the Frederick Douglass Foundation also. So,
Okay, good to know.
What was the last part?
He's the guy he was talking about, president of the Frederick Douglass Foundation.
Real pro-black people that actually experienced oppression and actually stood up to actual racists, you know.
I mean, there were people out there. I think it just depends on who's there for the right reasons. Not everybody is there to cause a riot. Most of those people there are to make a statement.
Can I ask you a question? People thought I was there with my bulletproof vest on and my Trump hat.
So you was trying to be a cop?
Trying to be a cop? No,
What you doing with why you have a bulletproof vest on?
When I'm out, or my bulletproof vest because I'm very popular.
A Trump supporter.
I get death threats, and if I have to shoot somebody in the face, you know, this is how I'm coming.
So you had that tool on you too?
Tools with an S.
He got that
okay.
tool.
So you, the only difference is you had a red hat on.
So my thing is, why would you go if you're not in support?
In support of what? I do want to see justice for this specific situation, though, right?
Okay.
Remember, see, y'all forget what I be saying. I told you I agree that George Floyd was murdered. Remember, we said this now, but I went not in really support the situation. I just wanted to analyze and see for myself because I was defending black people on Twitter all day yesterday while I'm getting attacked by people trying to call black people animals and this stuff is this. So me, as somebody who's prominent on Twitter,
Bryson,
I had to be.
You were half promoting us. You would say
that's cap.
I agree with the fact that we should stand up for the murder of this man. But what about financial literacy? What about gang violence? What about this, that, and the fourth? When all these other things you're talking about is not what we're talking about. We're talking about.
Well, let me correct you real quick because I did a lot of posts regarding the situation. My first initial post was simply condemning the police officers in that situation. That's a fact. That post you talking about came yesterday because I'm seeing the outrage. Do you know the signs I seen at this protest? What they were yelling? I'm gonna give you an example. They killing our black brothers and sisters. We dying out here. We are dying out here, nigga, because we killing each other. What you talking about? We dying out here. I got 3 homies that died in the last 2 months. No, we need to have this conversation. I have 3 homies that died in the last 2 months. If y'all want to make it about simply police brutality, keep your energy with police brutality. But don't talk about we dying out here. Don't let that be the main vocal point of the conversation.
I realize it's due to the system that we're a part of. Like that has. I can't agree.
I got a question. If I give all 3 of y'all guns right now, y'all gonna go shoot somebody?
No.
Why not?
No.
Why not?
I don't use guns, so.
First off, just because of religion, I'm not over here about taking somebody's life because of what? Just because I can? Like, that's, like, people ain't thinking what they had. They thinking, and this is just me personally, they thinking too much in the flesh and not in spirit. Yo, like, what I need to go over there and shoot you for real, though? Like, and if other people do it, that's on them. But just because other people doing it, like the rioting and stuff, when I see other people doing it, just because I'm black, that don't mean that's how I got to be inclusive. I don't need to do it that way to get a message across.
I agree with you, but my point is you have values. Do you want to see the guns I got, bro? I got video.
Good.
I got video game guns. I got video game guns.
Whoa, family, we don't need to see the AR, bro.
Listen, I got a lot of stuff. But listen, my whole point is, have I killed a single soul, bro? No. Okay. And I can. I can tell you, I got a bulletproof vest, I got guns, and I'm a very intelligent guy. I can go smoke some people now. But I don't, because I have values. And that's simple. Just because you have weapons, if you could tell me right now, and I could debunk it, and I wouldn't even debunk it. You can tell me right now that the government, white people dropped off guns in the black neighborhoods, and that's why we killing each other. You can tell me that right now, and I could debunk that theory, but it would be no point because I just asked all three of y'all if I gave y'all guns, y'all go kill somebody. And y'all said no. Your reasoning for saying no is because your values in your system. So you're not about to tell me that just because something happens, that's an excuse for us killing each other.
There are black people out here that don't live in the same neighborhood as I do. They have different values, different morals than I do because they have to be raised on survival. The soul, like I just can't agree with
gang banging and survival.
I understand there. What?
Gang banging and survival.
I didn't hear you.
Is gang banging survival?
Have you been around a hood before? Like I've known.
Has Bryson Gray been around a hood?
Have you?
I'm not going there.
Me?
I'm not even.
Do you know my family, Devin? Of course I have.
No. I'm asking because people. You're speaking as in regards to people knowing you. People don't know you, so you're saying it's Bryson Gray in the hood. People don't know if you've been in the hood.
Okay, I'm just saying. Just know that I know for a fact. Not only that, my daddy is from the Carson Stout and High Point, North Carolina is where my daddy from. My dad is in the High Point Hall of Fame, Section 8 Hall of Fame for somebody that came out from Section 8 and made it. Hall of Fame, you can go to High Point and see his picture. My grandmother was a Black Panther person. Black Panther. My grandmother is in the newspaper for being a Black Panther. All my family is from the hood. My whole point is this. That's not an excuse. My daddy's siblings, they're all dead. They all engaged in that hood mentality. My one of my uncles was a game banger. He was in Juice Crew. You know anything about High Point, you know what that is.
All right. My
other uncle is this and this and this. But you know who wasn't in the game? My daddy. You know what my daddy did? He became an engineer. And then he got let out from his job, so he went to High Point University to get his degree. He became a teacher, and now he has won Teacher of the Year a few times. So that can't be an excuse either. Here's my thing. Let's focus on police brutality. When it happens, let's address it. Let's focus on it. Let's talk about justice. But if we're not using that same energy and putting it towards ourselves to look within, we will never progress. I promise you these protests not going to do nothing. I promise you black community will not progress because of these protests.
Conversation. What did you say the sign said?
What did you say? Go ahead.
The sign said, stop killing our brothers and sisters. We're dying out here. And if that's the conversation about death.
My thing is, then how you know they wasn't just leaving it at police brutality? Why did you feel the need to bring up black on black crime?
What are you talking about?
If the sign just told them to stop killing us.
Because if you talk about police brutality, you're talking about black police officers are engaged in the same activity. So this can't be, you can't make it about race if it's just that. And if you're going to bring up death, and talk about we're dying in these streets, yes, we are, but who is killing us in these streets? How many people are dying by the hand of police officers that's black and unarmed for no reason? Show me statistics. Show me. You can't. I can name you 3 people that died in the last 2 months. I know, personally. I know them. They all was shot by somebody that looked just like me.
Wait, I'm confused. I'm confused a little bit on the, so correct me if I'm wrong, because like I said, I got confused. So are you saying that there's black cops killing black unarmed people?
Yeah, did you say that? That happens too, yeah.
Okay. Now earlier, when Devin mentioned about that Minnesota cop and his record, hurting other black people, you said, where's the video proof of that? I want to know, where is the video? I mean, I'm not saying that it couldn't happen or it don't happen, but I don't see no video proof on no black cops, doing that to black men, putting their knee on people and that shooting,
I have
black people down.
I can show you a picture of a black cop with a black boy with his hands on that black boy's neck. I can show you a picture. If you send me on social media, matter of fact, y'all probably gonna hate me, but you believe in God. You might like me a little bit because you seem like you strong with faith, and I talk about God a lot. So, but it's black man on his neck. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, I have a trespassing charge on my record from a black cop, and she told me that she gonna get me on the trespass because she can do what she wants because she's the police. It's a power trip, like I said earlier. People trying to
make it. But is that physical brutality though? That's what I'm asking you. I know cops, no matter their color, will abuse their things sometimes, but I'm talking about did she do something physical to you?
No, other gave me record stopping for getting jobs. But that black police officer with their hands on that boy's neck. And by the way, even if you look at the statistics of unarmed people being shot, that doesn't count towards police brutality because a lot of times these people, white people, everybody, people of all races get shot. If you want to go individuals, white people get killed more unarmed by police than black people. It's a fact. but we have a lower percentage in population. So by percentage, I think we're 1.3 times more likely to get like shot or something like that by a cop being black. 1.3 times more likely because we only 13% of the population, and that's because police officers have to be in our neighborhoods more than other neighborhoods, which gives them more opportunity to do things like that. Because unfortunately, we're 13% of the population, and we account for 51% of violent crimes, and most of them are by men. So let's say 7% of the population is responsible for 50% of violent crimes in America. So if we want to change things, we need to change ourselves first. We need to look in the mirror and change ourselves, and if that don't work, then we can do this.
Jarod, what are your thoughts on where we go from here?
What I would say is the rioting. So like, the thing about this rioting is if we're doing this in our neighborhoods, like, you got to think, I doubt people are just going to riot until, like, forever. They're not going to keep rioting for months and months, at least in these things. So like, let's say for the people in Atlanta and the people who are in their communities rioting or whatever, if you rioting in your communities and you burning your homes down and stuff, let's say you have to go somewhere to sleep. You got to have some shelter or whatever. You burning down your own place, you're making it worse for yourself. On top of that, when you're rioting your own areas, and then you have these other races who are participating in it, they don't care. I don't hear nobody talking about some. They're in these, they're in the fancy areas of these big cities, rioting in those parts. They're just rioting either the section they think we're about to get gentrified, which is, I guess that counts actually. But it's either that or their own neighborhoods. And so when you do that, if I come over to your house, Devin, and you trashing it up, and then you just like, I don't care where you leave your bowls or your plates at, it don't matter. Like, why am I gonna care if you don't care? You feel me? So that's why I feel like if I don't think they should keep rioting too much, because eventually you're gonna tear down your own shelter. And instead of tearing down your own shelter, it should be somewhere. It should be like a place that people can use, to, I guess, recharge, stuff like that. Get your thoughts together. But how you gonna do that when you've been mad all night and now you basically burn down the neighborhood? Everything looks all bad and stuff, and you hurting yourself in a way. So I don't know if they should keep doing that. But with the protesting, as far peaceful protests, go with that as long as you feel you need to. But I also want to say, just personally, try to, I don't know, get in the word, meditate, whatever you do to feel like you can do something in a non-peaceful way. Like, kind of, I feel like we in a way need to kind of start bringing it back down, because if we don't, I feel like other races, other people, or the black people who don't care and just like, I'm trying to get a bag or whatever, they just gonna keep doing it. Like, if y'all with the riots and stuff, I'm with it. Then I feel like that's what they own.
Jarod, I honestly feel like the whole don't burn your own neighborhood down thing, like, I get that, but the riots with like the whole burning down Target and like the major corporations and things like that people are going after, I honestly feel like that's needed, because I feel like these white people are not, they don't care if we burn down our own, but if we go after these big corporations, corporate America and things like that, that's when they start to care, because you're hitting them where their money is.
Right. I get that.
That's right.
Yeah. But like you don't see nobody out here rioting around. They're physically burning down their own homes. Like, you don't see that. So my thing is, I don't know. I honestly feel like just rioting, the whole looting thing, something just doesn't sit right with me, because I feel like white people are sparking it and infiltrating these protests, like Bryson was saying. But yeah. I don't know. Maybe I misinterpreted your point.
Just real quick though. I just want to say, like, when you say burn down these places, you think the big businesses care? They don't care. They never care. People's doing the same thing when Mike Brown died.
The Target CEO said he didn't care, but
that's not why I said it though. The reason why we should care, because who's working at these places in our neighborhoods? It's us working there. You messing up your own jobs. This makes no sense. The only people that's gonna hurt from this is us. That's it. That's it. It is not helping. It is not helping the victim at all.
Wait, like, what I was saying more so, okay, when I say own homes, okay, maybe not necessarily physically their own homes and stuff like that, but like what I'm saying is, you said what, Devin?
You mean like their own businesses, their
Like
own?
yeah,
like
like
their own business,
I was
like
seeing
things like that.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I seen this video yesterday, and there's this black man. He was in the street, and he was basically screaming at like a bunch of a big group of black people that there was some people just standing there in the street, but then there was other people like looting the surrounding business, and he's just like, why would you do this to my business? He was like, I came from nothing, and I had he had a food truck. He's just like, why would y'all trash my food truck? Why would y'all take my computer and stuff? I ain't do nothing for you. So I mean, as far as that, like these local, black, we're always talking about some support black businesses, and here we go, like, oh, well, they rioting over there, they throwing bricks. I mean, forget it. The cops ain't, because I feel like people's mentality has went from support black businesses as well. My man's, I just seen him take, a couple $100 out that register, and it's too many of us, so the cops ain't gonna try to get all of us. So if I slide in here, I ain't really doing nothing wrong because everybody doing it. I'm saying stuff like that. And as far as, burning down the chain stores, again, personally, I'm not the one to get into the, skirmishes and stuff like that, going into, like, that's just not me. I just don't feel, I don't need to do that. Yeah. But for the people doing it though, I'm not going to be over here like, it's in a way, and I don't want to make it seem like this is like a great thing, but it's kind of like, if somebody going to do it and it need to be done, like, and you willing to put that risk of what may come with that, hey, go ahead and do you. I'm not going to be like, hey, but bro, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it doesn't need to be done though. We know it. We know it's not going to do anything. We know it's not. We've already seen this multiple times. No. It's a fact, because they did the same thing with Mike Brown, and nothing happened. Nothing happened. Nothing improved. Are we trying to improve the black community or not? Because if that's what we're trying to do, then this ain't it, Chief. We got to do something that's going to actually matter. This ain't it. You burn down your own jobs. They was in social status, stealing shoes, looting social status. How that's helping you? What are you talking about? Listen, this rioting doesn't make sense. It's not logical. It is irrational, and it's not even about the victim. This is not about George Floyd. I was at the protest, and they was like, "Yeah, at 8, we going to do this." And somebody said they gonna try to get them the new Yeezys. Oh God!
Yeah, I saw on I think Instagram they were looting a Nike store.
Listen, we got.
I know that has nothing to do with George Floyd. That's just you wanting some LeBrons. But what are your final thoughts and how we can progress, I guess?
Moving forward, all I have to say is people show their anger in different ways. People express their grievances in different ways. We can't be the protest police, quote unquote. I just feel like at this point, people are gonna lash out the way that they've been lashing out. People are upset. People are tired. People are exhausted of things like that. I personally, no, I'm not out here protesting, but I am donating. I am sharing things. I'm doing different things and things like that. I've never been somebody to organize, to like be one of those like people to go out and per se protest, but I just feel like things do have to change, honestly, and we don't know how that change is going to look. We don't know. So that's all I have to say.
All right. Well, you guys, I want to thank you for being on the show. I know it was a lot trying to get this together, but I appreciate it. Bryson, any last words?
I just want to say, after arguing with not white supremacists, they're not white supremacists, but they're sort of like white nationalists on Twitter yesterday for 12 hours straight, saying we look like animals. And to see the videos last night, people I know, and we actually do look like animals, I think that's disgusting, and I think it's very disheartening, and it actually makes me sort of sad, to be honest, and I never get sad at anything. And if you're a business owner and somebody's looting your stores, shoot them. You have the right to protect your store. That is not protesting. Looting is not protesting. It's not protected under any law. And what is protected if you to shoot their ass if they try to come in your store and steal your stuff. So stay at your stores like them agents was doing in 92, stand on top of the roof. And if you see somebody trying to loot your store, shoot them.
All right, you guys. Well, until next time, America.